So we will be replacing the variable valve timing solenoid housing gasket with a Field Pro gasket. This is the valve gasket. No, I'm sorry, this is the housing gasket right there. There's a little screen filter. This is gonna be on a 2004 Honda Accord right there. So let's go down there and take a look at what we're looking at.
Let's see how 6 feet. We'll get one of this one or is this one?
All right. All right.
See?
Oh, it's up under there. I can't really get a good shot of it with the camera, but it's on the back side right there.
Yep.
I probably gotta go to that side so they can see it.
Yeah, what the yeah. Best way.
Can you see it right there?
Yeah.
Here, point the camera at it. Whoa.
Oh, I gotta point at it for the people. There you go.
3 bolts in the center. Unplug that harness up top. And that's about it.
All right, there you go, your phone.
Get it off and then we'll show y'all what it looks like when it's off. All right, so for this variable valve timing solenoid housing, right there, this electrical connection right there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's 2 electrical connections on it, there and there. 3 10mm bolts down there. Then remove it. It should be greater. So here's the housing. This is the old gasket in here. This is the new gasket. The customer stated he already tried to replace it, but it was still leaking. So we're gonna clear this silicone out of these threads and make sure it's properly cleaned on the actual vehicle itself, where this mounts to, and then go from there. The next step, everything is on. We're gonna go ahead and torque it down with our snap-on torque wrench to 7.2 foot-pounds. There's no specific sequence for it, so just set your torque wrench. And put the batteries in here. Snap-on always recommends taking out the battery so no corrosion gets in there while it sits. There we go. I'm gonna get your foot-pounds right there. So don't have a setting for 7.2, but 7 will do. So we turned the vehicle on, and the top of the housing was leaking, and this is the variable valve timing oil pressure sensor switch. It was leaking out of the plug, dripping down. Wasn't leaking off of the gasket no more, so this is the new one. Show you where we're at with it. All right, there's an O-ring that comes in it. Let's see if you can see it back there, but you see that hole right there? That's where it screws into, and that's where it was leaking out of when we cranked it on to check it. So the gasket was good, it was seating. We did, prior to changing it, they did notice that out of the 3 bolts that hold the housing on there, that's where the initial leak was. So it was definitely come out of that gasket, but now that the gasket's tight, it's torqued, it's new, it fits, it's proper, that's where the second leak was coming from. So we should be all good to go now. But yeah, 2004 Honda Accord 2.4. If I remember correctly, it was 3 10mm bolts that hold that housing on. You can get it access to the bottom, and that's really it. This right here is 21 millimeter. You can use a deep socket or a wrench, whichever works for you. You don't have to take the housing back off to get to it. You can access it through the top where I showed you straight. See that hole earlier? But yeah, that's all that is. Hope it helps somebody. I just wanted to show y'all how it's running. Coming out of right there, once you look at the gasket, coming out of the plug, and it drives the ball no leak, good to go. It's still 2004, Honda Accord, 2.4 bleed. Variable valve timing, 21 gasket. And variable valve timing oil pressure.